What is a telltale sign that someone is a selfish person? Every bad thing you do to them is drama-worthy and amp. #X200B. Every bad thing they do to you are details and should be moved on from. And why can't you just do that? You're so dramatic. Edit after 14K. I never thought that being so upvoted would make me feel so sad. It's heartbreaking that so many people can relate to this. I am reading every reply that are addressed to me. Thank you for sharing heart. Ha 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 ha. Why can't you just move on and forgive me? Or the classic is when you do something that pisses them off, you stop. But when they do something similar, never. 100% the same, but they don't understand the nuance. They can't understand why that would ever upset you, and it shouldn't upset you. It's not that big of a deal. I'm trauma dumping here lol. Anyways, people don't take responsibility for their actions. It's insane the level of mental gymnastics people go through to assign blame to anything and everything but themselves when they could literally just be accountable and say they'll try to do better. I don't get why it's so hard for some people. It's embarrassing lol. Because for whatever reason, feeling shame-based emotions is so painfully intolerable to them that they will do anything to avoid it. Even if it takes them to profoundly self-sabotaging places. They would rather burn it all down and go scorched earth than admit they were wrong or caused someone harm. That is truth. A lot of hurt and emotionally stunted people running around out there perpetuating the pain. It's so much easier to just accept responsibility instead of trying to completely hijack and revamp reality. Lack of accountability has been such a theme in my life lately, and it just keeps surprising me. Haha. Conversations don't feel like conversations. They are one-sided talks about what they want, their thoughts, their life, their priorities, etc. When you are able to slip a word in, your words are used as transitions in their dialogue. No matter how you format your words, they all just add to the plot of their story. What you say and what you do are pawns in their game to be manipulated in a way that belittles your experiences, actions, opinions, and choices. When every single bad thing that happens to another person gets spun around into their personal problem, e.g. I am really upset because my friend family member is going through X. And that friend is too busy to care for my needs. Can you believe they didn't text me back immediately? Sorry, I forgot to text you back. I was dissociating for 3 days and eating nothing but granola bars, asterisk. This is a light-hearted joke. I am not calling anyone selfish. I thought that was pretty obvious, tbh. For the record, the generic chocolate chip chewy ones are the best, and if you disagree, I cannot save your soul when the Reaper calls. Nature Valley is also good when I feel like being submerged in millions of crumbs. An all-consuming sea of oats and honey. Doesn't think they're wrong in the slightest bit. They can't shoulder any bit of responsibility. Look, it's not my fault that you can't do anything right. Very well then. I'm sorry you don't understand my point of view. Yes, that right there, those 3 words. I'm sorry you. They gladly take any favors you do for them, but when asked if they could reciprocate once, they get defensive and/or aggressive and act like you're the selfish one. For daring to expect something in return. It doesn't make you a bad person to expect reciprocation in a relationship with someone else, romantic or platonic. Relationships are give and take, and that makes them healthy. It's not entitlement to expect kindness if you give kindness. If you're the only one giving, you're being taken advantage of. Edit. As some people have pointed out, doing something kind with the expectation to gain something from it can be manipulative. I'm not talking about narcissism and manipulation, I'm talking about the natural give and take in a relationship. It is not manipulative to expect certain things out of a relationship, depending on what kind of relationship it is. The whole reason we make relationships is because they give us something. Whether that be support, love, safety, or other advantages. It isn't a bad thing, it's a human thing. Typically, with give and take, if you notice a pattern of one person consistently taking without giving, the one taking is the problem, not the one giving. The kind of people who use This as a manipulation tactic aren't the ones who stick around in a relationship for years, doing favors and kind things without being asked to. They're more likely to do one favor and demand twice as much in return. Why do I know this? I've had these people in my life, which is what gave me the realization I commented above. Currently going through this with my roommate. She always asks for my help, expects me to walk her dog every day, constantly asks me to pay rent in advance even if I'm not getting any income for 3 weeks. Yes, she asks me to pay a second rent just a week after the last. She never thanks me for walking the dog. Any advance payment, no thanks either. She will just keep asking as if I am her bank account, then get angry when I am unable to pay. Last week she asked me to cook extra amount of food because we had guests and then threw a fit because I used beans. It's not that she or anyone else can't eat beans, it was just her dislike of the day. She had eaten those same beans in other dishes and liked it. Because I had put so much effort into cooking more food than normal and her behavior was worse than usual, I have completely stopped helping her or even speak with her. Stick to your boundaries, homie. Yeah, there's something seriously wrong here. Roommates don't run errands for each other and cook for someone else's guests. Edit. It totally makes sense if the roommates are in good terms with each other and are being generous. But it definitely shouldn't be one-sided. I love these threads. I always use them as a way to measure whether I'm doing those things or not and fix them if I am. Made it about yourself, haven't you? He. Foo, you got me good. They respond how worse their situation is when you're sharing your problems with them. No try for help or listening, just trying to draw attention on their side look of triumph. Ah, the complainers. I have a friend that is like that, and lately I have just been letting her talk, with dry responses such as, oh wow, tough luck, yeah. You told me all of that via text, and I would talk only if she would ask me a question. Well, the hangout got silent super fast. And it seems she is no longer satisfied sharing the details of her life with me. Noak crossed fingers. I once had a friend who would just complain all the time about everything, never really doing anything to fix the problem, and if she did she'd still complain about it. One day I tell her that I want to be her friend, but our conversations were always so negative, and couldn't we talk about more positive things? The whole dynamic of the friendship changed and she just straight up stopped talking to me, saying, I don't know what to talk about with you anymore. That admission tied with her inaction blew me away. We drifted apart and are no longer friends. If they always talk about themselves. I know many people that will just not shut up about their day an entire call, then just leave when you start talking about yours. Likewise, but some people just aren't aware that they're doing it. I've politely mentioned it to a couple close friends and they've been way more conscientious about their behavior since. Life ain't binary and good people might have bad habits without knowing it, so try to help them is my way of thinking. Your mileage may vary OFC, hence me saying. Some people. Bingo. I had a serious defect of doing this. I was mortified when my wife told me about it and now I make conscious efforts to be a better listener. It's refreshing to be called out by close friends. If I can't trust you to tell me when I'm being an asshole, then how am I supposed to correct my behavior patterns? No one can clearly see their own flaws. They bring nothing to the potluck but are first in line. They brought Tupperware containers to the potluck to bring home. My ex was insanely selfish. Her dad gave her a $20K a month allowance, plus paid for her mortgage on a penthouse in NYC while she went to Yale. He paid her car plus insurance. She had zero need for cash. All bills are paid. He also gave her a credit card with I am assuming no limit. 'Cause we bought a car on a whim once. But I saw her steal $3 from a friend who was passed out. She'd steal panties from Walmart. She had a pile of cash in her bedroom. We once needed to pay for a delivery. IDK if it was bagels or pizza, but she refused to touch the pile of cash. I had to walk to my car to get cash. And when I tipped her $10 for waiting, my ex went ballistic, calling me a bitch, a moron and queer. 'Cause Why would you give a random porky bitch $10 for $5 worth of food? We went to a celeb wedding. She found a way to take 4 gift baskets as opposed to the 2 we were supposed to get. Every guest got 1. She also stole a $500 gift card to Victoria's Secret from the wedding. She's wicked greedy. How the fuck is she spending $5K a week? I just realized I didn't reply. I apologize. That's $20K a month in cash transfers only. I think she was spending closer to $50K a month, if you include all bills, exclude cost of schooling. But, that being said, we'd go to Michelin star restaurants daily. Every week she'd buy a new outfit, made for her. She bought upwards of 75 Birkin bags in a span of 2 to 3 years. She bought new heels every 3 to 5 days. We'd get hotel rooms every time we'd go out. She gave me $550.